Okay, admittedly, I probably should have published this video a few weeks ago, but you know my schedule's been all floopy, so better late than never. Today's video, I'm going to be giving you 10 places where you can escape the heat in pretty much any town when you're traveling, car camping, doing van life, living out of your vehicle, you name it. When it's hot out like this, we all know that being inside of our vehicle is not necessarily the bee's knees, and that we sometimes just need a place to escape the heat, cool off, enjoy some AC, and just get indoors for a bit. Now, before I give you these 10 places you can go, I do want to put out the disclaimer that this is not necessarily the most pet-friendly list that you will find. Me personally, my travel style and my car camping style is normally solo or with my teenage daughter. So we have no fur babies with us, and therefore we do have the added luxury of not really having to factor in, you know, if the pupper or the cat can come in with us or if they are going to be safe in the car and so on. So this may not be an ideal fit for everybody if you are traveling with a dog or cat or bearded dragon or fish tank or turtle, you know, bunny rabbit. You get the picture. So without further ado, let me give you my list of 10 places that are great ways to escape indoors for the day, enjoy a little climate control, relax before you have to go back out into the heat. These would also work in the winter if you are needing to escape the brutal cold out of your vehicle and get into a place, again, that is climate controlled and not as uncomfortable. So really, these are just 10 places to escape your extreme temperatures. I'm going to stop blabbing and let's get into number 1. I'm going to have my notes here with me so I don't forget anything. But the first one I think is first for a reason. These are in no particular order, but I think this is kind of in a class of itself because it has so much to offer, and that is libraries. Not only can you pretty much hang out all day long in a library for hours without getting bothered or without people wondering what the heck you're doing in there for so long, you can work on work, research, you can check out books. You don't even have to check out books. You can just read books while you're in there. A lot of libraries offer free DVDs or movie downloads or audiobooks. So those are awesome also to take advantage of. You get free Wi-Fi. And a lot of times, depending on the size of the library and the town you're in, a lot of libraries actually offer like free state park passes that you can check out for the day, so you can get into a nearby state park without having to pay an admission fee. You can check out all kinds of things, and a lot of times you can even rent like a little meeting room or conference room in there. I say rent, but I don't think you have to pay for it. I think you just have to reserve it most of the time. So if you needed like a quiet spot to get some work done, some editing, you name it, you could just kind of go off by yourself. And the other great thing about libraries is they're kind of designed for quiet and relaxing. So there's lots of outlets and lots of different little seating areas where you can kind of get away and tuck yourself into a little nook and just disappear for a few hours of air conditioning, get done what you need to get done. So and oftentimes librarians are a wonderful resource if you have questions about what's in the area to do, where nearby resources are, if they have any recommendations for places to eat that are affordable, things like that. Librarians are wealths of knowledge. So enough of number 1, let's get going to number 2. It's probably pretty obvious to most people. I think if you consume any van life content or travel content online, especially YouTube, you've probably heard and seen this one, and that is internet cafes or coffee shops. Places like Starbucks, mom and pop coffee shops, even Panera Bread. Those are great places where you can go, get breakfast or lunch or coffee or tea, just relax in the air conditioning for a few hours, plug up your laptop, get some work done, get some reading done, coloring, you know, just to kind of escape the heat or cold and get comfy and get some stuff done. You know, you don't want to abuse these places where you're using their free Wi-Fi from the moment they open till the moment they close. So kind of be cognizant and mindful of that. Very mindful. If you know, you know. Sorry, I can't resist. That's still playing in my head, even though I know it's old now. But again, another great place to escape to. And especially if you want to knock out one meal. I personally would say if you like to eat out every day, you know, maybe treat yourself to one meal out a day. Consider having that meal be like a brunch or a lunch where it's kind of in the middle of the day and the hottest part of the day. And then that way you have a little more leeway to hang out a little bit longer. One of those that may not be as pet friendly, it definitely isn't. But if you have errands to run, you know, run to Target, Menards, the grocery store and get your groceries done. I personally like to do that kind of stuff in the middle of the day when I'm on the road because it's too hot to be hiking, or even when it's cold out, that's normally when it's too crowded with people, and I kind of like to go either early in the morning or in the evening. On the weekends, that midday can be kind of crowded when it comes to grocery shopping, but if you go during the week when a lot of people are at the office or doing other things, working from home during the day, I think that it's a great option to get your errands done while enjoying a climate cool environment or a climate controlled environment. And then you get to knock some stuff off of your to-do list without being miserably hot and sweaty by the time you're ready to get back in your vehicle. So definitely recommend grocery stores. And a lot of the newer ones I've noticed, especially like Publix and Whole Foods here in the Southeast, Florida, and a couple of the places that I've been, I've noticed the newer locations are all putting in kind of like a lounge area that has microwaves, you know, water that you can refill, tables and seats with outlets next to them so that you can kind of purchase some food at the grocery store, walk into the lounge, heat it up, have yourself a nice lunch in the air conditioning or dinner or breakfast, get a little work done, charge up your power station, and then you're ready to go. So definitely do not sleep on grocery stores. Get it? Don't sleep like you could overnight there. Oh, sorry. All right, moving on. Okay, now number 4 is a bit less conventional, and it may be something that you haven't considered before, but most towns, unless you're going through like a super small town, most towns or most places you are going to will have one nearby, some type of local museum or education center for that area where you can learn a little history, kind of walk around and check out some artifacts, artwork. Sometimes there'll be art galleries. And you may not know, but a lot of museums are donation only or very affordable. So you may not even need to pay anything. It could be a free way to kill a few hours looking at some art, relaxing, and just, you know, getting out of the sun or cold. But I personally love checking out the local museums, and especially botanical gardens. A lot of those down in Florida anyways have indoor and outdoor components. So you can walk outside for a little bit, but then have a nice air-conditioned spot to cool off in between. So, you know, those types of things, botanical gardens with greenhouses or any kind of local museums, definitely something worth checking into. And really all you have to do is Google museum near me and it'll pop up all kinds of choices, some things that you may have even been wanting to check out and didn't know were in the area. All right, we are at number 5 now, and that is going to be movie theaters. There's a bonus too if you go early enough. Even though movies have gotten crazy expensive in general, they normally still have a matinee or an early time before evening where it is a little cheaper. So you may get into a movie cheaper than you would otherwise, and you get to kill 2 to 3 hours in the hottest part of the day, relaxing, taking in a movie, you know, scrolling on your phone if you end up wanting to do that, because most of the time that early in the day, especially during the week, you're going to have the place pretty much to yourself. but movie theaters are delightfully cool. So definitely a good place to escape the heat. And again, if you're in the winter, a good place to get out of the frigid cold, unless you're in Florida where we don't get much frigid cold. I know this is a dying breed, the mall, but a lot of bigger cities and a lot of locations do still have an indoor mall. And I personally think that's a great way to get a little window shopping in, get your steps in while it's nice and cool. Most malls have a food court, so you can stop, get an affordable snack or a frozen yogurt. That used to be my go-to when I would go there. Be like, when I'm done walking around, I would treat myself to a little frozen yogurt before getting back out in the car. So I think malls are another great thing. If you have willpower, if you're on a budget, you gotta have willpower. You can't go in and actually buy stuff. But window shopping and just kind of strolling through, a great way to get some time killed during the hottest part of the day. Okay, now this next one technically may not be getting you indoors, but it will be cooling you off. It all depends on which one you go to. And that's community pools. There are a lot of indoor pools, especially in areas up north, so that can still actually be a great place to escape in wintertime as well, since those would be heated. But community pools are a great resource to use if you just want to spend a few bucks for the day, hop in the pool, cool off. Most of them have showers that would either come with the admission to the pool or just be a little extra, so you can find a way to get a nice hot shower in that way too. So definitely don't sleep on pools. Look for like YMCAs in the area, you know, city pool, county pool. Just enter a public pool near me and you should get several choices. Like I know even at my kids' school, they have one day on the weekends where the public can pay, that you get like a swim pass or something and they'll use the pool there. So that's normally an option no matter where you go. So make sure you remember to look for that. Okay, so for those of you with gym memberships, and again, this may be different if you have a pupper and you're in a more extreme climate, which is probably why you're trying to escape the middle part of the day. But if you have a gym membership, I would highly encourage you to go, you know, mid-afternoon or, you know, 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, generally when the high temps are hitting. Get your workout in then, if that's something that you do already. And then when you're done, you get your shower done, you get nice and cleaned up. And hopefully by that time, it's dinner time, and then that's when things are going to start cooling down again. So definitely, if it was the middle of the day, hot out, I would be wanting to do my gym workout then. On the flip side, if it's, you know, really cold out, that may not be the best solution unless you want to take, you know, a nice hot shower and bundle up really well afterwards. But yeah, I would say that using your gym instead of, now I know a lot of people want to work out first thing in the morning. Me personally, I want to do the hikes, the trails, the nature part, since that's when the wildlife is most active. So I try to save the more mundane tasks for the middle of the day when wildlife is sleeping. So again, this is what I would recommend given kind of like my lifestyle when I'm in Terra, but you may want to tweak this according to your particular activities, of course. All right, friends, we are now up to number 9, and that is going to be laundromats. We all need to do laundry on the road at some point, and we all know that that can be a little bit of time consuming. Now, if you have pets, you may want to do that, you know, first thing in the morning or later in the evening when it is cooler, so that your pets, if they're not allowed in, are not uncomfortable. But again, if you are pet free and you don't have to worry about that, I say middle of the day, best time to get your laundry out of the way, because you know you're going to be in there for a few hours. You're killing time in the hottest part of the day. Some laundromats even have showers attached, so that's something to look into. And then by the time you're done, you bring your laundry out, or you can, you know, hang out in there even longer and get it all folded in there. And then hopefully you're looking at the downward trend of the temps again, and before long it'll be cool enough to be pleasant inside. Okay, I know I kind of already touched on this some when I was talking about internet cafes and coffee shops, but a lot of people, especially if they're traveling or even if they're living full-time in their vehicle, just for simplicity and convenience sake, since everything, as we know, tends to take a little longer when you're doing car living or traveling out of your car, just, you know, from the schematics and lack of space, it is, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people will at least kind of every once in a while stop and treat themselves to a meal out to save a little bit of time, a little bit of energy, if they're just feeling not like making something. And again, I would highly encourage you, if you're gonna treat yourself to lunch. For one, it's cheaper than dinner, and normally the portions are about the same, so you still will probably have leftovers if you have leftovers at dinner. So you're gonna be saving money. It'll be less crowded, so you'll have more of kind of peace and quiet. A lot of places, depending on where you're going, will have an outlet near where you're sitting, so you may be able to charge things up while you're in there. If you're one of those people that's not 100% doing things out in public solo yet, like I know for myself personally, it took a little while before I kind of didn't care about going into places alone. You know, like sit down movies, sit down dinners. I kind of was always a little self-conscious. So it did take me a little while to get comfortable with it. So the good thing about doing a lunch, treating yourself, is a lot of people do lunch by themselves during the day and not as many do dinner. So you're more likely to just kind of blend in with all the other single people that are either on their lunch break or taking a quick break inside for lunch. I guess that was two ways of saying the same thing, kind of. You get it. So I would highly encourage you, now if you are on a tight budget and you want to prepare all of your meals anyway, that may not be ideal. You may want to then consider doing something, you know, cool, and maybe utilizing one of the lounges at the grocery store, or find a place like that in the shade somewhere at least. But if you do want to treat yourself, I'm telling you, do lunch instead of dinner. Plus, you don't want to eat and drink a bunch late at night if you're going to be stealth camping, because, you know, then it makes the whole bathroom part less convenient and more likely. So just throwing that out there. No, that was number 10, but just to appease all of you pupper and kitty owners, I did want to throw a bonus place in, or two bonus places technically, that you can definitely escape the heat or cold with your furry friend. Hardware stores like Lowe's, Home Depot, both of those are very dog friendly, very pet friendly. In fact, when the weather's really bad, if it's storming and raining, if it's too hot to be safe to walk your dog and they need to get some exercise, blow off some steam, maybe it's been raining all day and you know they're not going to sleep if you can't get them to kind of burn some of that energy off, go walk laps around Home Depot or Lowe's. That's perfect. Nobody will look twice at you. Very dog friendly place, very huge store, so you can get a lot of steps in that way if you need to, if you can't go outside with your dog. So out of this list of 10 places to go, at least a few of them were things that maybe you hadn't considered before or that you find helpful. Don't be shy and let me know what your favorite one was down below, or if I missed any, let me know about those too, because that could help the other people watching. If you did like this video and found the information helpful, you may want to check and see if you're subscribed. If not, maybe consider doing so if you find these types of videos helpful. I am going to be putting out a lot more kind of educational tips, tricks, hacks over the next few weeks while I work on repairing my body and getting back into the swing of things. For the record, I am in front of my home base. I am not driving. I just missed being inside Tara, and so I just kind of wanted to sit in her for a little while and thought I would do my video here because I don't want her to think I'm mad at her. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the video where I had a horrifying event driving down the interstate by myself recently. I'll link it below. But for now, I want to thank you for watching, and why don't you check out and see what YouTube thinks you should watch next.